Welcome to Chroniques de mes mondes intérieurs. Today, we're going to dive deep into a spiritual hypnosis and reconnection session. It's the 32nd from the 2025 season, a really profound and transformative inner journey where Christophe is guided by Agathe. We're going to unpack the incredible insights from his experience, and you'll definitely want to stick around because we'll close things out beautifully with an original piece of music born directly from the energy of this very session.
So, let's get right into it. Where does a journey to find inner peace even begin? You'd probably picture a calm, serene scene, right? Well, for Christophe, it started right here, with a vision of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Yeah, talk about intense. It's chaotic. It feels like the complete opposite of healing. But as it turns out, this is exactly where the first, crucial lesson begins.
And this brings us to our first major takeaway, the idea of accepting chaos. The vision isn't about fighting the horsemen or defeating them. The real shift, the real work, is in changing your relationship to them. It's a complete pivot from resisting chaos to just accepting it. The process here is just fascinating. Christophe realizes, okay, I can't stop these guys, so he doesn't even try. Instead, he just lets them pass, like watching leaves float down a river. But there's a catch, a condition. You have to do it with an open heart. And the result of this non-resistance is so powerful. He reaches what's called a neutralized space. You can think of it like finding the quiet, calm eye of a hurricane. It's only from this peaceful, observational spot that the real inner work can actually start.
Okay, so he's found this neutral space. Where does he go from there? Not outward, but inward, deeply inward. He describes it as a dizzying fall, a plunge right into the abyss, the very core of his own being.
This whole process gets a name, mental deconstruction. And the metaphor they use for it is just perfect. It's like removing the scaffolding from a building. You aren't destroying the building itself, not at all. You're just carefully taking down all the temporary structures, our ego, our defenses, all the stuff we build up around ourselves so you can finally get a clear, unobstructed view of what's truly underneath.
So after deconstructing his mind, what does he find at his absolute core? He finds this wonderfully strange and beautiful metaphor. He says he felt like the whipped cream of his being. I know, it sounds a little odd at first, but just think about it for a second. Whipped cream is light, it's airy, it's simple, it's pure. It's what you get when you break something down and just infuse it with pure energy. It's an incredible image for our essential self, isn't it?
And the session takes it even deeper. This whipped cream state is described as pure information, as if his very DNA was expanded out into this informational net of raw data. It's a total dissolution of the ego. It's so profound, in fact, that it's compared to a type of death, a complete return to the source code of his being, where everything he is can be seen all at once.
So, from this state of pure essence, of pure information, Christophe is finally able to ask for a very specific kind of healing. He wants to be cleansed of a poison that he feels has just taken over his life. This deep, constant, draining feeling of disillusionment. He specifically asks to erase the mental patterns that always lead him back to disappointment. He's really hoping some outside force can just come in and take it away for him. And that is such a human thing to want, isn't it? For someone or something to just make the pain stop.
But the answer he gets is probably not what he was expecting. It's that classic, powerful piece of wisdom. Help yourself and heaven will help you. The message is so incredibly profound and empowering. It's basically saying, you don't need someone else to cure you because the tool for your own healing is already in your hands.
And this is where we get to the root cause. Disillusionment isn't something that just happens to us. It's actually a trap we build for ourselves. Look at the left side. It starts with unreasonable expectations. Then, when reality doesn't meet those expectations, we judge it as not good enough. That judgment then leads to isolation. The session even uses a specific French word for it, s'israiller, which means the act of making oneself lonely. But now look at the alternative path, love. Love doesn't expect, it welcomes what is. It doesn't judge, it finds joy in connection. It doesn't isolate, it seeks fellowship.
Okay, so we've got this cycle. Expectation leads to judgment, which leads to isolation. If that's the trap, how in the world do you break it? Well, this brings us to the practical solution. And believe me, it's both simpler and way more powerful than you might think.
The antidote is love. But we're not talking about a passive, romantic feeling here. No, this is love as an active force. The session actually describes it as a solvent, like a chemical you can consciously decide to use to dissolve all that negativity, to clean a stubborn stain. It's a tool.
And here's the 4-step healing process it lays out. Step 1. You actively generate that feeling of love from your core, imagining it like an inner sun. Step 2. You let that love expand until it fills your entire inner space. Step 3 is the real game changer. Because you're now completely full of love, there is literally no room left for disillusionment. It just gets crowded out. And finally, step 4. That active love acts as a solvent, dissolving what the session calls the poisse de la morosité, that sticky, gloomy residue of negativity. It just cleans it all away.
So he's journeyed from chaos to clarity, and now he has this incredibly practical tool. But the big question is, does it actually work? Well, as Christoph begins to come back from this deep state, the results are immediate and you can feel. And here's the proof, right in his own words. This isn't just some nice idea anymore. For him, it's a physical reality. The space inside him that used to be occupied by disillusionment is now, literally, filled with love. The solvent worked.
This final insight just ties everything together with a metaphor that is so killingly perfect. It suggests that disillusionment is like a resin that slowly hardens and traps us. We become like those ancient insects caught in amber, perfectly preserved in our own negativity. It's a beautiful prison, sure, but it's one of our own making. And the only thing that can dissolve this ancient resin and set us free is love. Reconnecting to that inner power is the real key to lasting change.
And really, it all boils down to this one single provocative question. What if our greatest source of disappointment, our biggest disillusionment, is the very habit of looking for our answers on the outside? This entire journey powerfully suggests that the real power isn't out there waiting to be found, but it's in here, right now, waiting to be used. It's a total shift from seeking external fixes to cultivating internal love.
And now, let's move on to the musical composition, inspired directly by this very session. If you enjoyed this episode, please click the thumbs up, leave a comment to share how it resonated with you, and think about subscribing so you don't miss any future journeys in Chronique de mes mondes intérieurs. And if you were touched by what you heard today, please share this episode with those around you. Sometimes just one insight can make all the difference. See you very soon for another inner journey.
A breath, the heart slows, the light fades. Find your sun again, find your sun again. A breath, the heart slows, the light fades.
Cavalier parade through my mind, shadows of fire, fear and despair. But a whisper breathes, watch them pass. They're only echoes of what you must erase. Snow falls, silent and white. A rabbit hides within, heart dancing, invisible to the world, yet burning with fire. A secret sun, a cry without place. I am the warmth within the cold, the light that weaves my choices. The universe is written in watermark in every atom of my soul.
Souffle of soul, I dissolve into the infinite within me. Gyroscope spin and reveal the truth I blend. Love this fire that does not consume, but dissolves expectations into ashes. I am the peace born from chaos, the mirror where all returns. Yeah, a luminous bubble draws me in. Vortex of memory, of desire. I am the souffle, loose fluid. We're past, future, present blur. They tell me help yourself, heaven will support you, but don't reach for what strips you bare. Expectations, those invisible chains have frozen me in amber. Fragile heart. I break the crystals of the unspoken, let forbidden honey flow. Love is not a trap, nor expectation. It's the spring where we truly appear. Souffle of soul, I dissolve into the infinite within me. Gyroscope
reflection, only to find echoes of regret. Amber imprisons the words left unsaid, but the heart's warmth rewrites them. I'm learning not to judge my flaws, to see beauty in pale stars. The universe whispers, you are whole, even broken, you are light.
Souffle of soul, I dissolve into the ocean of possibility. Your scope, cradle my being toward the grace of the useless. Love this fire that does not consume, but dissolves expectations into ashes. I am the peace born from chaos, the mirror where all returns.
A breath, the heart slows the light